The Entities pages are where you find details about the various entities that you have integrated into MyRelewise. An entity is an object that contains the data we reference when processing your search or recommendation requests. Specifically, we differentiate between the following entity types, each of which has its own page under the Entities header in MyRelewise. Products, product categories, content, which covers things like blog posts, articles, and content pages. Content categories, brands, which are used to link products together, users, which contain the various identifiers that have been registered via behavioral tracking, and companies, which connect user entities in a similar way to categories. The individual entity pages are meant as lookup tools rather than an exhaustive list of all entities stored on the dataset. When searching for an entity, the page will bring up an overview of every entity of the selected type that matches the search. The columns display the entity ID, its name if one has been provided, as well as its status as either enabled or disabled. Certain pages, such as the entity view for products, also lists other pertinent data, such as brand name and price. Clicking on an entity brings up a detailed view of it, which lists all of the data that has been provided to us via feed or API. By clicking on the Data tab, you can view the full extent of data keys for the entity and the values of each one. By hovering over the value of a data field, you can see the type of data that this field utilizes. You can learn more about the types of data that MyRelewise accepts in our documentation at docs.relewise.com. For variant products, MyRelewise considers them subordinate to a primary product entity. To view the details of a variant product, search up its associated product entity and click the Variants tab. It is important to note that the entity page does not reflect any actual commercial use, like what you would find in a CMS. Keep in mind that MyRelewise only reflects the data that has been sent to us and only uses this data for our own purposes of personalization. As a rule, we encourage you to only integrate the data into MyRelewise that you need to reference for search or recommendation purposes. For more information on this, and on the best practices of integrating data into MyRelewise, please follow the link in the description.